Should we kill cop? I said spill pop.
I'll do whatever your heart desires, Joseph.
Punch your gun at anyone.
Rewards for all actions,
How much,
I'll let you know that.
How many opportunities, how many chances did you have to take before you got those coveralls? That's a better question.
I spent $10.
Scarface, I'll save you.
Yo, what do you?
Don't follow me. Don't follow me.
Yo, who said that?
Where are you taking them?
Where are you taking him?
Matter.
Yeah, it does matter. This is a free state. Yo, this is a free state.
Follow me.
Why are you taking him?
He's technically restrained.
Let me go! Ow!
Hey, are you hurting him?
My wrist hurts.
Are you? That's police brutality.
Police brutality, I can't breathe.
AAPD, put your hands up. Anti-Altus Police Department. Wow.
He didn't threaten you. You can't shoot him.
Yo, that was illegal. I didn't do anything.
Hands up.
Hands
Have
up.
to say or something. Or something.
You didn't say anything.
Otherwise, it's not initiated.
My GoPro, my tiny little GoPro saw everything. Unrestrained me or my lawyers. I got the best lawyers in Stratus.
This is Altus, bro.
Your boy did start shooting at me.
I didn't shoot at you, and I didn't impersonate a police officer. My boy, I am not a father.
Did.
He doesn't have any boys.
Yeah, he sure does.
I am not a father. I haven't made love to a woman in many years.
Hey, when I
I
unrestrain
can't tell what
when I
sucks more being a
unrestrain you,
cop,
put it
Ira.
in your backpack. Not holstered in your backpack.
I can't. There are too many medkits in my backpack, and this is a legal gun, so I don't have to put it in my backpack. I have a license for this. You can't take the license away because I have it.
If you pull it out,
I pull a lot of things out. That's usually what drives the women away.
if you pull that gun out,
Oh, I'll pull a lot more than just this gun out.
Stutter, sir. Sir, Scarface, why do you have two manslaughters?
Why do you have two eyeballs? Huh? We could be asking these kind of questions all day.
Why do you have two manslaughters?
Don't do what?
This is Kavala defense. Only defense.
Back up just a fair bit.
The only thing you're gonna give me?
The guy who was VDMing, that was the last dude you saw me kill.
Put your gun away, put your gun away, put it away.
Okay, Jesus, you don't need to be a slutty pumpkin about it.
Yeah, stop being such a pumpkin about it.
Gosh, I bet back in the academy they called you cheek spreader because all you did was bend over and spread your filthy little cheeks,
So,
you
since
dirty
you're only
boy.
claiming defense charges, I'm gonna give you a 5K ticket, okay? pay that
I
for
might
first
not
choice,
have that
first
on me. We can give it a try though.
I'm gonna go into this building and pull it out. Dude, shoot him, shoot him, do it, shoot him, shoot him.
No.
Get that guy!
Let's kill the cops, guys. Let's kill them all.
AAPD,
Maybe put your guns away, boys. That'd be great.
AAPD, you're officially, your badge has been officially suspended.
You're on notice. You guys are officially on
You don't control the state anymore. The anti-Altus Police Department now is in control. You're outnumbered, you filthy communists.
Who's at this moment?
This guy knows
moment
what he's
the
doing.
APD realized they fucked up.
Yeah, let's kill this guy first.
This one first? Yeah, he'll be first.
It's whatever you want it to be, but it's not a threat.
I don't think you guys can do it. I doubt you guys can do it, to be honest.
Bye. Hey, bro, I'll give you 100K right now to cap him.
That police just murdered that man.
What?
100K to the
Where did
man
this
that
cop
brings
in
you Christian
retaliation?
Drake alive.
Take me to jail. I'm a criminal.
Yo, they really fuck jail times on this server.
Take me to jail.
Officer, on behalf of the AAPD, I'm gonna have to ask you to put your hands up. You're being removed from duty.
Are you gonna stop impersonating officers right here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
What are
whoa,
you
whoa,
doing,
whoa.
sir? There's no
Put the gun away. Put the gun away.
What was that about? You can't do that to me. I didn't have my gun out. I didn't threaten you. I just made a generalized statement.
You're impersonating an officer. That is
I didn't impersonate it. I said AAPD. I work for a civilian organization, the Anti-Altus Police Department, AAPD. That is a civilian organization. Release me immediately. Or the LAPD will come down on your ass. Those are the lawyers against the Altus Police Department. But we chopped off the other A because, you know...
I'll talk to him.
Or you can release me because you're being a scumbag right now, you filthy cop.
I'm not gonna release you. I'll let my other officer deal with you how he pleases. 'Cause, you know.
You have no right to hold me. I didn't do anything. I know, I didn't even have my gun out.
Technically, we can hold you
For what? For owning a gun that I have a license for?
without charges. Like I said, without charges, we can technically hold you under suspicion. So.
Under suspicion of not having charges? What are you suspicious of? What do you suspect that I've done? Exist? I'm suspicious of having exist. I didn't threaten you.
According to my other officer, you did, and according to me, you did.
What was the threat? What was the threat? I didn't threaten you. You weren't threatened. You were in no danger.
What was that? You wanna repeat that?
I said you're a stupid bitch. You weren't
Not
threatened.
you, this guy.
Oh, he said I didn't have my gun out.
Hands up or be tickled.
Okay. That's what you said first time, right? Won't say it again though. Didn't think you would.
How about you stop abusing your power and you let me go since I didn't do anything wrong?
You're impersonating an officer.
I didn't impersonate an officer. You can't hold me. I didn't impersonate an officer. I didn't fire upon any officers that they know of. Okay, well, according to my mom, I'm a handsome boy. Doesn't mean the other people are always right.
You can both leave HQ or you'll be charged as well.
No, they're my lawyers. I want them here. They're my lawyers. I want them both here.
You cannot take him in. You cannot take him in here for assault. You can't use his power. I have it on recording, dude.
They are my lawyers. I want them here.
You can't take him here and just do that.
He is my lawyer. He is my lawyer. I have a legal right to have him here.
Just
Guys,
like,
leave the
dude,
HQ,
man,
you're
it's
gonna be
all on
charged with
recording. If
disobeying.
you want to abuse your power, man, then just continue to do it. You're gonna get fucked. He wasn't impersonating an officer.
Mr. Bean.
Not gonna. If you're gonna fail to not
He's
So
understand.
getting
pretty
threatening
fun.
enough, they're not impersonating.
Threatening. He's getting threatening.
I didn't threaten you either.
Say that. You said he was impersonating an officer.
I didn't threaten you either.
What you said now, it's all in recording.
Are you Mata the invisible brain because you have no intelligence, or maybe it's Mata the invisible individuality because you can't think without your buddy.
I could end the recording.
Soda.
It's actually Mata. You've been charged with threatening an officer. I'm
I
gonna
didn't-
get a ticket for $2,500.
I didn't threaten an officer. Stop your little mandated computer script. Listen to my story. You have to listen to me before you can charge me. I didn't threaten an officer. At all. I didn't threaten you. At all.
Okay, hands up or die?
I definitely didn't say hands up or die. I didn't say hands up or die. No, I didn't. That was not me. I was saying a lot of things, but hands up or die was not one of them.
I never said anything of the sort. You haven't even gone.
Said repeat the words you said again, because you said
AAPD, by the authority of the Anti-Altus Police Department, you are officially being asked to step down from duty. As a civilian organization, we can make formal requests like that. I did not have my gun out, nor did I threaten you. I made a formal request for you to step down
Okay.
because you were performing performing tyrannical tyranny. I witnessed you kill a man in cold blood.
I don't have lethal rounds.
Well, then I watched you injure a man in cold blood. Either way, your blood was cold. Now, I have done nothing wrong. You cannot hold me. You shot my lawyer, the man I legally requested to be here. You are stomping all over my civilian rights.
As a civilian of Altus, you have the right, sir.
People. Did
Anyway,
you say
sir, at this time,
You're-
I'm gonna lower your ticket.
to nothing because I've done nothing? Well, I've done nothing, so it should be lowered to
If
0.
you fail to pay the ticket, sir, you're gonna be sent.
Well, I've done nothing, so it should be 0. If it's not 0, I'm gonna go speak to your sergeant. I'm gonna go speak to your sergeant. I just don't want to waste hours of my life in jail. No, I paid the ticket. You can take the handcuffs off me. That's procedure. I've been here before. Handcuffs off me now.
I'm gonna take you outside the base.
I'm gonna walk right back in then, until I speak to a sergeant. Oh, so now you've just disregarded me completely. The longer you keep me held...
When they start shooting.
No. The longer you keep me held here, while after I've paid my ticket, just the more proof I'm gonna have to your higher-ups that you're a shitty officer.
I'm gonna unrestrain you, and you leave. If you pull your weapon out, I'll re-down you. You need to leave the HQ immediately.
You need to suck my dick. Hey, what's happening with this guy here?
Hey, sir, I told you to leave the HQ.
Hey, I told you to suck my dick. We both didn't get what we want. How about you tell me what this guy's doing? Wow, you suck at aiming. I left the HQ, you stupid little cunt. I left the HQ. Wow, you're a bad cop. Let's go through this little dance again, shall we? I did nothing wrong, and I followed your little directions. I was outside the gate. You guys suck at your job, jeez. What did I do this time? I listened to your instructions, I left the HQ, you downed me while I was outside.
Not until I tear it down here. Alright, sir, so I'm gonna charge you with disobeying a police officer.
Oh my god, you're not even a police officer, you're just a cunt with a piece of metal on your chest. The metal should be in your brain.
Alright, sir, are you requesting a higher up? Because I know you wanted one. If not, like, I'm gonna go ahead and...
Oh, you're granting my request now? Yes, get me a higher up so I can tell them how stupid you are. You're worse than the Karens. You're worse than the Karens I deal with at the Central Market. Get your supervisor. I want to tell him how tiny your dick is.
Okay.
How about you stop teasing me while you're walking around in prime dick-sucking position and do something already?
Give me 1 second, sir. I'm talking about getting you a higher up. Give me 1 second, sir. Still talking to somebody. Oh, I got you something better than a sergeant, sir. I got you chief of police coming up.
Chief of Police, awesome. I would like you to be out of the room when I talk to him. I don't need a whiny little boy like you interrupting me every 5 seconds while I tell my story.
Sir, I've not been whining. I've been nice to you.
How can I help?
Yeah,
Is this the individual that requested the higher up?
Yes,
it is.
I am, and I would like both of these officers, Christian in particular, but Matt is getting on my nerves too, to leave the room while I speak with you. You're really getting on this?
They're fully within the right to be here, but I will let you explain your side of the story before I speak to them. How's that?
Okay, cool. So, I was in the square.
How's that?
I was chilling in the Cavala Square downtown area, and there was a commotion. A commotion caused by these two officers, mind you. They were harassing innocent civilians.
What kind of commotion?
Well, they were apprehending what I assume was a suspect, which is all well and good, keeping our streets safe. And then, when some civilians, well within their rights, demanded answers why they're in the streets opening fire in a heavily populated area, they refused to provide us with those answers, leaving us very much so at unease, and then threatened us, saying things like, if you follow us, we'll shoot you, or, who said that? That was my favorite, the who said that? Like, I don't have to tell you who said what, but anyway. Then, I am a member of the AAPD, the anti-Altus Police Department. Some of your constables in particular. Now, I have to say your management is kind of, they're kind of good. I can kind of respect them, but your little constables down here, constable levels, very corrupt, very abusive of powers. And so me and several civilians, we formed the AAPD, the Anti-Altus Police Department. And when they began abusing their powers by downing and what I believe to be assaulting several civilians, I asked them to please step down from authority, at which point, after no threat or impersonation, which they claim I did, they violently downed me, hurting other civilians in the process, endangering lives, and then brought me here, upon which I was ticketed for some bullshit reason, which they refused to listen to my explanation. And then, as I was being escorted out after paying my ticket, every time AAPD, after I paid my ticket, he brought me to the gate like a full minute after I was paid my ticket. I should have been released immediately. And then he just leaves a poor handcuffed civilian detained in the middle of the square after he suspects shots to have been fired. He just leaves the civilian there, and I ask, what about this civilian? I question for his safety because I am a member of an organization for the people, by the people. And he just repeated, leave the area, in his little dick voice. And as I attempted to leave the area, slowly because I was unsure of the civilian's safety, but still leaving the area nevertheless, he opened fire on me, ultimately downing me as I left and was out of the area, as he calls it. He also wasted several dozen bullets, I believe, so that's like a budget thing, but that's internal affairs, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna get into the logistics, the financials of it all.
Budgeting and that's even above my head, Mr. Joseph.
But I've been charged repeatedly after having done nothing wrong. I am just looking out for the people as a member of the organization for the people, by the people, the AAPD.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go down the stairs and have a chat with my officers and see their side of the story now as well. How's that?
Okay. Can you turn a light on? It's
Alright.
pretty dark. I'm scared of the dark. The boogeyman sexually assaulted me when I was younger.
How about we all just go down together, so there's no leaving somebody alone here. How's this?
That works. There's a lot of doors in this building, and he really likes doors. He'll like hide inside the door while you're outside the door, and you know, oh man, the boogeyman does some things to you, man.
All
I
right,
like
so
this
we're-
guy. I
we're
like the
nice
chief
and
of police
light
guy.
here. Actually, we can go into the lamppost here, so it's a little more light. There we go. All right, officers, what happened here?
Let's see what
today?
these guys got to say. I came up with a
We were
pretty good
dealing with
bullshit
people
story.
Right at the square. It was like a whole mob of people. I'd say there was at least 8 or 9 people there. And Joseph wanted to keep interfering while we were conducting an investigation. And he
Hey,
identified as
Joseph, did these officers make any noise when you were explaining your side?
I'm sorry, I just really have to poop, and I'm trying to hold it
This is
in.
where I draw the line with respect, right? So we're gonna let them explain their side of the story, right? Like they let you, okay? All right,
Anyway,
go on.
he identified as the AAPD, and he told us to put our hands up that we were relieved of our duties and to turn our badges in.
It's just being a little shit,
Which
but
he
it's
kept
kind of
on
working
running
out.
around
I
with,
know,
you
right?
We brushed it off, let him have his fun, but we were also trying to deal with another guy. Then he came back
Ooh,
and
that's
he
not
put
what happened.
hands up once more, and he already had a weapon. And prior, I seen him shoot it, but you know he wasn't really connecting his shots, and I thought maybe he was shooting at a bird or something, and he just couldn't hit it. So you know I just
These are
brushed it off and stayed
lies!
over there behind the building. Well, he came up again and did it again. So this time I pulled my weapon out, I downed him and I restrained him. Took him back to HQ and charged him with threatening because at this point he was just being a nuisance. And the whole time we had like his mob of his friends just chasing us around, yelling, "You're gonna die," stuff like that. We,
I guess
let him
the
go.
AAPD, huh?
Yeah, the AAPD. So at this
If you
point,
keep
we
this
give
up,
him a
you can have
ticket. And you know, I was
big
even
PSI.
I reduced his ticket from the 2,500 down to 1,500. Let him even keep his weapon. Even though he's been using it when he shouldn't be.
I wasn't, but
I told him, you know, I'm gonna escort him to the gate. I'm gonna let him go. Hold on, be quiet, Joseph. I'm explaining mine. And as I was taking him to the gate, another AAPD member came up to the gate and shot Christian. So I held on to him for just a second, and I took him to the gate, and I told him he needs to leave the HQ immediately. If he comes back in, or if he comes in with his weapon, he's going to be downed and charged with disobeying order. And, well, he never would leave until I attempted to down him. Then he ran out the gate, and as he ran out the gate, I had already downed him, so I charged him with disobeying.
Okay.
So is it my turn to explain all of the lies that this officer just said? Because, oh boy, were there a lot. There were a lot of lies.
I don't think...
A lot of lies.
Okay.
Like I wasn't keeping tally, but there were at least 5. Like,
Okay.
I ran out of fingers after that because my handcuffs are making it hard to count, but it's
So you guys obviously have 2 different versions of of what might have happened.
First of all,
it's my job to kind of figure out what between these 2 sides what might have happened.
I can clear up some stuff.
I love your backpack.
There are only 2 active members of the AAPD in Kavala, and none of the men that they identified as AAPD are affiliated with our organization. I was in a crowd, yes, but none of those members are affiliated with me. They did not identify as AAPD. I was one of the only ones who did. I can say for a fact my other member was in the square purchasing a vehicle. So he just assumed. It is a misunderstanding on his point, but it was an assumption on his part, which misidentified me with terrorists. Basically, he basically labeled my legal organization as no. He attacked me as if I was a terrorist, treated me as if I was one.
Well, I mean, sir, how would you feel that if we had 2 people in restraints, both officers not able to enter the vehicle because there's 4 other guns pointed at us, and then all 4 or 5 of those individuals follow us all the way back to HQ with guns raised at our backs as we're taking...
That's another lie I would like to point out. My gun never left my back.
Sir, I
think he's saying other people had guns.
Well, my gun never was discharged at an officer or a bird. I don't know what you were spouting about there. A bird? Like, these birds are not worth hunting. Not by me. Not by me, that's for sure. And lumping me in with those terrorists, I go free, and Mata gets to keep his police constable status, even though he definitely doesn't deserve it and doesn't know how to do his job. I like that idea. Good job, Christian.
I mean, yeah. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about we could let you go, so we can go save our
freedom of press. Freedom of press.
Oh yeah,
bad
that is
people.
being robbed right now, isn't it? Yeah. So, I mean, Joseph, while the APD is not in Kabbalah, you're welcome to, police the town with the AAPD, but. When the police are there, when the APD are there, they
well, we're not really meant to police the town. We're meant to police you guys to avoid corruption. Yeah, we kind of keep you guys in check, because, like, as Mata has demonstrated, there's a lot of corruption and liarry that happens, and we're just kind of here to make sure that everybody gets the fairest system and processing. Because sometimes you guys see a person of influence, such as myself, and they don't like the influence that is being portrayed, so they take matters into their gloved hands, even though they don't have the legal right to do.
Is keep it kind of surveillance, hands off, no direct contact kind of thing, Mr. Joseph, non-confrontational. You're welcome to use your GoPro. Can record all the
yeah, dude, go get some rest, man.
I shall magically disappear to bank.
Goodbye, fellow officer. make
Yeah, dude, go
make
get some
the
sleep, man.
correct reports.
Gotta get at
to
least
the
2
Department of
hours.
Affairs. Giving orders to APD officers. That's not gonna. Unfortunately, it's not gonna work in any situation. It's not gonna work out very well for you. So, like I said, I would suggest hands off surveillance. Um, record, right?
Happy
Record
fuckery
your
for the rest
stuff.
of the night. Thank you, my dude. All right,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, and I appreciate your level-headedness and politeness. It was a nice change of pace from what I've had to deal with some of the lower-ranked officers, and I think you're a very fair and elegant man.
Well, I think all of us are. It's just sometimes we get into situations where it's hard to make the right decision at the right time, especially with and Kavala gets pretty hectic. I'm sure you're aware of that too.
Oh, definitely, but I can definitely picture you at a nice black tie gala saying your name is Sinister, Mr. Sinister, in a classic James Bond style, you know? I can see that with you. With these guys, eh, oh.
I'm sure they'd be fine black tie individuals. Look, I'm gonna let Mata make his decision here on you. Like I said, we do have to get to the bank robbery that's going on right now and get that dealt with. So he's gonna take it from here, okay?
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this ticket off of you.
Awesome.
You go, alright? We gotta go deal with some stuff.
You're on the path to redemption, Mata. But before we part ways,
I'm glad to hear that, man.
before we part ways, I'd like to offer you a piece of advice. Only pigs don't wrap their twigs.
Alright, man, I'll take that